Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Elder Brain stream. You might notice that we are in a different configuration. There's a different person talking, and there's only three of us here. Well, the only three of us here is the reason for the other stuff.
Yeah.
So Devin and Jack. Jack's ill. Devin's away. We're gonna play Quiet Year.
Jack is ill, and Devin is hobnobbing with Elminster himself. So
yes, yeah. He's
the great wizard.
Having a rough go of it. So,
and if you ever see this, hi Ed, I love you.
Okay, yeah, you should totally be watching. Anywho, we are the Elder Brain. We are now affiliate, so subscribe to us on Twitch. That'd be awesome. Watch our VODs on YouTube, and let's see. Today's the 16th. That means next Monday is the 23rd. So we should be back for more D&D next Monday. Mm-hmm. And the following Monday we'll be back to me for Pathfinder. But tonight, it's been a while. It's been, as Craig said earlier, a quiet year. It's been about a year since we played this. So this is a fun little game that we have played quite a bit. It is a game by Avery Alder. You can find it if you just Google for The Quiet Year. It's fun little indie games. A one-page, well, not a one-page, but a small booklet. Easy to do. You play on a single piece of paper. You can play it in person as well. Super fun. But we should just dive right in because the best way to explain the game is to just show you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I will start off with the introductory story. This is our custom little story. That the world of Udorra is no stranger to upheaval. Tonight's story may be one from her distant past or something from a possible future. Some say it was a fight between factions of dragons. Others say it was a civil war amongst the Titans. Still others claim it was a cosmic struggle between the philosophies of order and chaos themselves. Regardless of the players, and though the war raged long, it is finally over. It's unclear who even won, but the devastating effects have been felt all over even in this remote corner of the world. Signs and portents of a coming cataclysm are near. As has happened so many times before, Udorra is about to renew herself. The survivors and refugees from the conflict are gathering here from all over the world, not to rebuild society, but merely to save what little they can from the coming storm. So this is where we are. We are a year away from the end of the world. We know it is coming. Each round we play represents 1 week passing in the year. We're going to play the abbreviated version, so I've already pre-dealt myself 5 cards from each suit. So we're not going to do a full 52 weeks. However, let's see. This is a map drawing game. Together we're going to play as the community, so we're not playing as individual people. We play sort of as omnipotent leaders of the community. A rebuilding after the collapse of civilization, our decisions will define the values and future of this community. And these decisions will get added to the map as we go along. The map blends literal cartography with symbols, creating a rich visual record of land and people. We will collaborate to steer the fate of the community while introducing problems and tensions along the way.
We draw stuff and then screw it up.
We draw stuff as it happens. It is great.
And then screw it up.
Oh, I should also point out that this is the official Roll20 module for this game that so we've updated. So we've got fancy looking map paper now.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
Let's see. We've got our supplies set. Got the space prepared.
Part of being affiliate, we got to up our game now, right?
So yeah, absolutely.
Gotta be more official.
If you're playing this in person, you would actually just use dice and a deck of playing cards and a piece of paper, basically. So we've got
old school
fancy Roll20 playing cards instead. So that's kind of nice. Okay, so let's just get right into tools. So we've got the map. Before playing, we're going to establish the landscape. And as we play, we'll update the map with new discoveries, conflicts, and decisions. We won't write words, although common symbols are fine. Well, I'll take turns drawing on the map. You don't have to worry about drawing well. Every drawing is good enough. There is a turn summary card, which should be in sort of the top area anyway. Basically, on each of your turns, you will draw a card and do what it says on the card, adjust any of the project dice, and then you get to take one of these 3 actions, which I'll discuss in a moment. Project dice, basically, whenever we make a new project, we will put a token on the board and a number between 1 and 6 of how many weeks we think that is going to take to complete that project. There's also contempt in the game. So this is something that you don't ever cross talk or play over someone else's turn, but if someone does something that you think is sort of sending the community in a bad direction, then you play contempt. Basically, you just sort of increase their contempt or your contempt. I don't remember which it is. We'll get to contempt later too. We got the cards. We play starting with spring into summer and then autumn, and finally winter is the last season. And when we draw the King of Spades wherever it comes up in the deck, then the game is over.
Contempt is like letting our like emotions like boil inwardly seething until they like burst out. You just got like a simmering rage within that we're just like.
So, as mentioned before, when you play, we don't control specific characters or act out scenes. We will all act as abstract social forces within the community. At any point, might be representing a single person or a great many, a faction, a group, ecological disaster, something. This is a story about social forces and their impact on the land rather than being about specific individuals. At the same time that we're playing as the community, we're also looking for opportunities to introduce new and interesting challenges into the story. It is our job to make sure that there is always something difficult to decide, uncertainties to be explored as we introduce interesting challenges for the community and then figure out how to address them. Tensions will emerge that will ultimately reveal the character and future of our community. Right.
Like I said, we draw stuff and then we destroy it. People are like, life is great. And we're like, hold on.
All right.
The government
sketching terrain. Before the first week of play, we will establish a general landscape for our map. We'll take 2 minutes to discuss the general terrain and habitat. And once everyone agrees on what we're going to do, we'll have someone to sort of sketch a broad strokes. This is the local terrain. Community itself should be fairly large on the map, taking up about 1/3 of the sheet. Usually the community has around 60 to 80 members. So that's the size of community that we're shooting for.
What have we done so far? Like,
I know that
we've done forest, island.
We did a swamp, mountain, island, forest. I don't know. There's been a few.
Canyon would be interesting. I was going to say frozen tundra, but canyon's probably better.
I like canyon. Okay.
Yeah, let's say like a giant canyon.
Now
and we could either be like on the canyon or in the canyon. I don't know.
Well, I was going to ask, do you think the community is in the canyon or is it on one of the canyon walls? Or in the, or is it like up the one side?
Oh, yeah, it could be like on the side of the canyon, like they've emerged.
Ooh, like that. That manga with the holes.
They've come out of the canyon, and also now they're there, and it's like they're trying to figure out they got to go up or down or whatever. I guess they can go up, so they technically like they're near the surface, but they're underground. They come out the side of a canyon,
coming out the front face of the canyon.
Yeah, something like that.
All right, let's see.
Let's make it interesting.
There's a good canyon.
That's going to be interesting to draw.
Let's see what I can do. I'm going to do sort of a isometric view. Surely that'll work out. That's sort of the top edge, and then this will be sort of our face of our canyon here. Bottom edge, so we're sort of looking straight at it. That makes sense. And then we've got like that. Is that really awesome sketch of mine? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Totally does. Yes.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna keep reading. We each get to add some details. So some sort of terrain detail that you want to add to this. So I've done the initial drawing, so I'll just finish what I'm doing while Mike, you think of a terrain detail.
Okay.
Slow
So
down.
being that it's a canyon, there's probably a creek running through the middle of it.
Sense?
At the base, yeah.
Let's go with that blue. So I don't know where the other side of the canyon is, so I'm just going to draw a creek. Let's have it kind of wind through the middle here.
Good.
It'll get thinner and
Craig, what's your terrain feature?
Maybe there's a ruin of some sort, structure. That is kind of up on the top, but like hanging off.
All right, I
So-
understand what you're shooting for. Yeah, perfect. I was gonna say, you know,
and
what
there's
you're
like parts of it are kind of like hanging down. There's like rubble at the bottom. So what they have to like, well, what is this? What is this thing? Like rebar and stuff sticking out of it, or if it's not modern, then frame, I don't know, whatever.
structural elements still.
Some sort of structural elements are like hanging out of it. Yeah, there's like some doors and stuff. Yeah. So getting to it, that's they can't really get to it because it's way up here. But it's there. And they're like, buh.
All right, so we've got a series of caves coming out of the side of a canyon. We've got a stream in the bottom. We've got a nearby ruin that's sort of spilled over the edge. I love it. I love it. All right, we have sketched our terrain. Starting resources. So we're going to each name an important resource for the community, something we might have in abundance. Okay, so something we might have either abundance or scarcity of, but things that are important to this community. So we're not going to draw them right away, but we're first just going to name 3 resources, and then we have to decide whether abundant or scarce.
I think obvious abundance would be water.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
You've got this nice stream and they can get down to it. So there's an abundance of water. That is like, we got lots of water.
Clean drinking water. Put that as abundance. So should note that we only get 1 abundance. Whatever else that we deem is important is scarcity, right?
Oh, that's right.
well, then that I suppose that kind of works because I was going to suggest food. We're in a canyon. Food is going to be a big requirement. But
if it is a barren desert,
there's water, but the vegetation is scarce, and there's not really anything to hunt.
Food scarcity. In that case, I'm going to say like sort of simple building supplies. We've got like the stuff that we can scavenge from the ruins, but it's not easily, we don't have lumber or clay to make into bricks. We've got finished materials that aren't easy to repurpose.
Yeah.
So just building material.
I think that's
scarce.
Yeah.
Entirely. This up here. Might have to move it later. We shall see. All right. And just generally, are we thinking, is this a sort of contemporary equivalent technology level? Are we talking old timey D&D times, or futuristic, or figure it out as we go?
What if it's like the ruins are almost kind of like an Atlantean thing, like they're developed, they're futuristic but ancient.
Okay,
Like
cool.
the ruins
like
are futuristic, but
Like the
we're ancient?
ruins are like way more developed, like way more advanced. So it'd be like the ancient Greeks coming upon like, Atlantis that had like, lifts and like things and lights and
So it's advanced tech. It's more advanced than our current technological level, but it is ancient and abandoned.
But I think let's go. I don't know. I kind of like the idea of like medieval fantasy, or like even like
So
somewhere
what I'm
between
thinking is maybe-
medieval and Renaissance.
So as we emerged from this side, like we entered these tunnels and sort of arrived here at the exits, and this is where we are. We found this city nearby that is
and we're just like,
different
we're like,
and
what?
alien from anything that we know. That sounds fun.
Bob, what is this?
All right, so this is our starting map. This is looking great already. Might zoom out a bit because that will give us room. Haha. Okay, in that case, we can start. Who wants to go first to draw a card?
I will go first.
All right, so should be able to either click or drag a card to the table, and hopefully that will pop up for everyone. Go.
5 hearts. There is a disquieting legend about this place. What is it? Or alarming weather patterns destroy something. How and what? Well, if we destroy something at this point, we're done. So a disquieting legend. I think that's fitting since there's this crazy ruin here. Let's say the disquieting legend is that there are rumors that the ancients who lived here still remain, but are crazy. They've gone. The ancients are still here, but they've lost their sanity, and so they're like hostile creatures. They're not really human anymore.
So the ancients from the nearby ruin?
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe when we arrive and then we find there's some like somebody was here before and they left behind some stories and like watch out for the ancients who still roam, but their minds are gone and they no longer resemble people. Some manner of strange feral beast. Their screams haunt us at night. We see their eyes from a distance. We know not what they are, but they watch us from the shadows.
Something about drums in the deep.
Drums in the deep. They're coming. All I want for... No, Maria's coming.
Perfect. Okay, great. So when you're done with your card, if you right click on it and choose remove card, it will put it sort of in a discard pile.
Okay.
All right. Craig went first. Mike, you want to go next?
So does he not take an action?
Oh, shoot. Yeah, you've got other things to do. You did your card. Adjust the dice. You've got no dice to adjust. Now you get to take an action.
Take an action.
You can either discover something new, hold a discussion, or start a project. Didn't actually.
So since we have a scarcity of food, I'm thinking that the abundance of water here, it would be beneficial to try to do some irrigation to get some manner of crops, even if it's like root crops or something. So I can draw something, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to say that Just a little irrigation project.
How long do you think that's going to take?
Oh, this is a 6-weeker.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trying to well establish some farmland.
So try to irrigate, try to turn up the soil. So they're gonna eat, they're gonna dig trenches for the water to come through, try to stir up the soil a little bit. They're gonna poop in it because there's no animals, so they gotta use their own.
Fertilize it somehow.
The fertilizer, they got some, there's probably they can find some roots. There's probably in the caves, they've sustained themselves off of, fungi and roots and a few things that they can find that they've scavenged. So they're going to try and grow potatoes on Mars, basically. So this project will be led by Dat Neiman. the agriculturalist Dat Neiman.
Dat Neiman.
One thing up, so we should have a project. Drag one. Why did it not give it the? New project. There we go. That's big.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have.
Jay Mungo, there's one at the top too. There's a couple stars from up there now.
This is your irrigation project, and you said you want 6 weeks. So you're up 6.
So now I'm good. I think it's my turn.
All right. Okay, then now it is Mike's turn to deal himself a card.
Okay.
I think you have to. I don't have any visible, the counter on it visible or anything.
Yeah, I don't see anything on the star.
I don't think you enabled the
Oh,
C on the stats.
what now?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I see irrigation project.
Yep,
So,
there we
Craig,
go.
did you drag the card onto the screen?
Yeah, I drug it.
You drug it? There we go.
I drugged it.
Oh, what have I done?
You're drawing.
That one?
Screwed
There we
it
go.
up. That's what.
Okay, there we go. All right. So the 10 of Hearts Spring, there's another community somewhere on the map. Where are they? What sets them apart from you? Or what belief or practice helps to unify your community? Well, I was already kind of wondering about where is the other side of the canyon. And I think that is a perfect place for an opposite community to have sprung out of the rock.
Ooh.
What sets them apart from us is that
They're ugly.
They're Southsiders. They're dirty Southsiders. Of course, they're.
they're
Ugly and
Southsiders,
inbred.
yeah. What sets them apart from you? I'm gonna go with they have building materials and tools.
Oh.
So they
That
have a
sounds like
lot
a
of
raiding
stuff that
opportunity
we
to
want.
me.
Exactly.
So we're the rednecks. Okay.
So I right-click remove card.
Yes.
Okay. And then I'm going to draw this other community. I'm not going to draw their houses. I'm just going to draw the other side of the canyon.
Okay.
And the other side is going to be a little bit more.
Okay. I think, yeah, we're calling them the Southsiders. I think that's perfect.
There we go. So they live somewhere there-ish, right across from us.
So we can
Pop
say
out
that
the
we
rock.
don't
They pop.
we don't
out
know
the rock.
exactly where we don't know exactly where they are. Maybe.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, so I can adjust the dice on the irrigation project down 1. Actually, I see a blank bar above the star. I should have been more specific about what I was saying.
Oh yeah.
All right. So it was at 6. So I guess we'll just put it at 5.
Yeah.
You guys
Let's-
added the bubbles on them? Or no?
Nope.
No, I don't have any control
No, we
over
can't
the
click.
stars.
Can't click on it at all.
I will continue fiddling with stuff.
I think I will also start a new project. This is going to be a 2-week project, and it is going to be a search party looking for wood, trees.
2-weeker.
2-weeker, yeah. We'll send them out. Get them back quick.
Search for wood. Where do you should be able to move that, so just place it where you want to.
We don't have any access control over the
Yeah,
stars.
I can't control the
You
star.
still don't?
No.
But that's not right. The editing controlled by all players. Oh, I wonder if the token needs to. No, by character settings. Should be able to be controlled by all players. Right now.
Trying now. Nope.
Weird. Okay, where do you want it? I will play.
Let's put it down south of the ruins. So they're going to look in that area where the river kind of curves up and then goes into a bit of a wider lake
like
area. Yeah. So
Right
down there area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
We'll call that wood search party. Wooden search party. Tree search party.
Okay, so you have
More wood, more good.
Charlie Brown.
you played a card, you adjusted your dice, you took an action. I guess you're done.
All the more wood, more good.
Yeah.
I will go.
All right.
The 2 of hearts. There's a large body of water. Let's try this again. There is a large body of water on the map. Where is it? What does it look like? Or there's a giant man-made structure on the map. Where is it? Why is it abandoned? Like,
Hey, card, way to be redundant.
yeah, seriously.
There could be other bodies of water or other large
It's true.
structures.
It is true. It is true.
I think okay.
What if there's water above that's like threatening to like flood down or something? That could be interesting.
Yeah, okay. So near the ruined city. I have to move our scarcities and abundances already. Because I'm going to draw a large body of water that we suspect was there. Like there's like a reservoir up here, dam. It's keeping it.
Oh
out.
yeah.
So it's like sort of over here. There's a big old reservoir.
Yep.
I like that idea.
Big dam right here. That's what they've got over there.
Oh man, if it's as old as the ruined structure there, it's just that's just dying to be our cataclysm.
All right, so now I will count down the dice. 1 more week left on the search for wood. 4 more weeks left on the irrigation project.
More wood, more good.
Now, not to be annoying, Ian, but I also don't see the title for the search party project.
Yeah.
Or the countdown timer for it.
No, so it's not coming up at all. So it's got to be in the token like default, like what it's set to. It's not set to
And
show all that
everyone.
stuff.
For anybody
Yeah.
watching, the switch to quiet year was a 20 minutes before stream started decision because
That's right.
because of sickness and stuff. So apologize. We're and because it's Ian got the like the official stuff. There's still some things for us to
This is
learn.
our
So
first time using the official set,
Yeah.
so of course now it's all getting reset up.
there
Can
we
see
go.
it now.
I see that now. Yes, that's perfect. Thank you.
Let's see it. Yeah.
Here's what I'm going to
It
do.
says 1 out of 6 though on the search for wood, doesn't it?
Yeah, because you
Yes,
just
I
adjusted the
just
dice
counted
down.
it down.
Oh, I suppose it should say
Okay.
1 out of 2, but
Yeah. We still can't control
Well,
them.
they
but,
all start
yeah.
out of 6 anyway. So
Oh, yeah.
okay.
Okay.
6 is
and
the
we
most.
counted. 6 is the max. So
Ah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Because We're more efficient than government. We can actually get things done.
All right. All right, so I have played a card, I adjusted the dice. Now I need to take an action, discover something new, hold a discussion, or start. I think oh boy, we don't even have fences or anything. Right, we are in no place to start a raiding party. So I think I'm going to do a quick, probably a 2-week project. Call it 2, and this is just basically, and not even, you think 2 or 1? We just want like basic weapons for a raid of building supplies.
I'd say probably 1 week, because if we don't have a lot to work with, like, what are we gonna do? Maria's gonna make some rocks and
tie rocks to sticks,
spears,
and get some
and
rebar, and go
like,
to town.
Yeah.
So this
Oh
is,
yeah. If we got chunks of rebar from the fallen structure, yeah. Yeah, 2 weeks. Yeah, or 1. Yeah.
So 1 week to equip, and then 1 week to do the raid, I think is the way I would. So this is
that makes sense. Yeah.
Equipping the raiding party for 1. So I'll put that over here. Can you see all of that?
Yep. And that came up right away. Yay.
Progress.
All right,
and that is my turn. So Craig, you are up.
All right. Card coming at you. The King of Hearts.
King of Spring.
A young boy starts digging in the ground and discovers something unexpected. What is it? Or an old man confesses to past crimes and atrocities. What has he done?
Oh boy.
That one has come back to haunt us a few times.
I think a young boy starts digging in the ground. Discovers something unexpected. What is it? What does he discover? Well, while digging for the irrigation, a young boy kind of joins the project nearby, not really helping, but just starts kind of digging. And off over here, he finds gold is too cliche. He finds a shiny metallic ore of unknown origin, and it's not rough. It's like minted. So there's like bars and.
Oh, so that okay. So this is like a cache of.
It's not like there's not coins, but there's like bars of it and like long shapes and stuff, and it's
previously smelted metal
of unknown origin. And I'm gonna say that they find it. He finds it right over here.
I don't have spiky enough hair for it, but the origin is obviously aliens.
Aliens. So I'm gonna make this. We'll just go yellow here. And, yellow. And that's not gonna show up.
Not very well, at least. Orange is better, yeah.
I'm just making coins because it's a treasure pile.
They're bar-ish.
Sorry, it's treasure.
We're looking. This is a profile view of the bars. We're looking at them on the end as they're stacked.
That's right. Yeah. So that's where the treasure is.
Our perspective is super on point tonight.
Great. That's right. Yeah. Okay. So then we can reduce all the projects by 1.
Yep. So 2 projects complete.
Correct.
Yeah.
Search for wood, and the raiding party is equipped. So I will now just draw some makeshift weapons for the raiding party.
Did they find wood?
Yeah, how do we resolve this again? Is it the person who started the project resolves it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You just make it up, Mike.
So who's starting? Me?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay. So the search for wood was
Star Trek
successful and unsuccessful. They do discover wood, but unfortunately, all of the wood is on the other side of the river where those dirty Southsiders are, and
Oh no.
they're already chopping it down.
Oh no.
Oh, well,
So they
it's a good
find
thing we've got
wood.
a well-equipped raiding party all set now.
Exactly.
Oh no.
So
Okay.
they find wood, but it's not going to be something they aren't able to bring it back to the group. So
So it's like over here.
Yeah. Do you want me? Should I draw that?
Yeah, so just draw some trees over there, I guess.
Draw
All right.
a forest. Make
will,
it look good, artist.
I'm drawing with my right hand on a mouse. I will do what I am able to do.
Excuses.
We're working with Blames his tools, just say it.
Oh, on stream, Mike. You probably want to move the turn summary.
Oh yes, it'll
block
have to.
that you have there because it's blocking the.
I was trying to leave that up for chat, but maybe I should just remove it.
You can just put it up like top right.
Top right corner now.
Yeah, because there's nothing up there right now. But
I've moved it 3 times.
I think it's fine. You
I'm
probably
trying
don't need
to
it
keep it
up.
around. I'll leave it for one more round and then I'll take it down.
Okay.
One more round.
Yeah.
Okay. This doesn't look like the freehand tool, but is it gonna let me? There it is. Trees. Look, guys, they found Christmas trees. There's a little forest down there, a little green forest. Some happy little trees. Got a friend right there.
We should call it Whitaker. Whitaker Forest.
All right, so the search for wood has completed. Raiding party is equipped. As you can see, I have some lovely pointed sticks and makeshift spears and clubs over here.
Very nice.
Ready for, so we've got an armory now of really crappy weaponry. Although now that we have a cache of super awesome metals over here, we might be able to look into that later.
Mm.
All right, but that was Craig's turn. That was adjusting the dice.
Irrigation project went down 1 as well, did it?
It should go down to 3. Yes.
Should be a 3, right? Okay. So I think the obvious project is going to be to haul the haul of metal here into the caves so that they can keep it away from those dirty Southsiders.
Dirty Southsiders.
This will be a week. We'll say it's a week-long project because it's literally just like getting it and either getting runners back and forth or putting a relay line or whatever. But that'll be a week.
Mm.
All right. Project. 1 week. This is move the ore. So,
Perfect.
case. It is Mike's turn.
All right. Drawing a card. The Jack of Spring. You see a good omen. What is it? Or you see a bad omen. What is it?
Michael Sheen is a David Tennant.
Oh, that's
David Sheen.
Isn't he the bad one?
That's both of them together.
Oh. Oh, David. Yes. Okay.
That's the ultimate shipping combined.
An omen being like a sign of something to come, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Like portent or something you read, like a crow pooped on the top of a tree that was the third tree on the left under a full moon.
That our
or went on the second tree in a bad luck.
Like yeah,
We see a good omen or a bad omen. I think they see a good omen. The search party that was down there looking for wood, maybe they camp out a night and spy out the people chopping down trees, and while they're there, they notice that while they are chopping, they don't seem to know exactly what they're doing. And what actually happens is one of the other Southsiders chops down a tree that crushes one of their buddies. And they don't seem to know what to do with that. So maybe they're stupid on the south side. And that will be to our benefit. That's what I'm going with. Let's see. So, discover something new, hold the discussion, or start a project. We've started a lot of projects, but I think they're good projects.
You want to hear, so discover something new, introduce a new situation, a problem, an opportunity, draw that situation on the map. Whenever things seem too controlled and easy, you can use this as sort of throw as a curveball. So basically, it'd be something similar to what we get on the cards. You just want to spice things up.
But I come up with it myself.
Whole discussion. You can open with a question or a statement, and then we each get a turn to speak. If you open with a question, then you get to come in last. If you open with a statement, then that's it. You make a statement, and then the other two of us get to respond to that.
I see, and then I would not have any more to interject, but a question I would get to.
You would also get to weigh in on the question. A discussion never results in a decision being made. Everyone sort of says their piece, and then it's over. It says, this is how conversations work in communities. They are untidy and inconclusive affairs. We only say 1 to 2 sentences. If you feel like you have more to say on that topic, hold another damn discussion. And each discussion should be tied to a situation on the map.
Okay.
And not just like pumpkin spice, yay or nay. Like, what do we?
So discussions like so the examples they give, should we strike back against the bikers? We should use the old school bus as a sleeping area for the children, or I think we need to stop wasting energy trying to build fences and focus on building homes. So that's the examples they give.
Lousy bikers.
Probably Southsiders.
Just stupid Southsiders.
All right. Let's I don't think I want a discussion just yet. We need to get some things moving, so I'm just going to do another project. I think the project is going to be, so now that we have our raiding party equipped, we need to find a way to get over there. So I think
I was going to say there is still a river in the way.
There is a river in the way that is narrower at some points, but not necessarily narrow enough to send a group of soldiers over. So I'll throw a, let's call it, it's a long river, so let's call it a 3-week project to search for an adequate means to cross the river.
You said a 3-week project to find out.
There was a rich man from Nottingham who tried to cross the river.
Where do you want to slap this?
Tripped on a rope.
Well, you know what? They'll start at one side of the river and work their way down. So let's just go up at the top there.
Okay, very good.
And now now we're back at the top. So I'm going to close the turn summary. Hope you got it, chat. There we go.
It's pretty straightforward.
I
think we got it. We got a good handle on it here. So move ore into the caves is done then.
Yes.
And irrigation project is down to 2.
Irrigation goes down to 2. Ore is done. How does move ore resolve, Craig?
So I'm going to say that they get about half of what's there and realize that what's on the top of it, like they're able to gather, I don't know, I'm not good with size. Let's say like half a ton. So a decent amount, like 500 pounds of ore. And then what's underneath it is like solid. It's like it's been melted together.
Oh,
it's been like super heated and it's just giant, and there's like no way to at the moment to get it out. It's just there. So they get about half of what they want. I'll move up some of these. You can get here. Say they got him into the caves. And then, yeah, and then it's just like, yeah, that's the resolution.
Okay. Okay, then that was all the dice taken care of. So now you can take an action. Discover something new, hold a project, hold a discussion, or start a project.
Who drew the card?
I think that was me. I think we did the dice in the wrong order.
Oh, we did, yeah.
Because I did my action early, I think.
That's right. That's
Oh.
right. That's right.
Okay. So now I think it's Ian's turn, yeah.
Oh, it's now just get a draw.
Mm-hmm.
Queen of Spring. What's the most beautiful thing in this area, or what's the most hideous thing in this area, other than the ugly South Side?
I was going to say the Southsiders.
Obviously.
Most beautiful thing or most hideous thing? I think that people are kind of wigged out when they stand sort of at the irrigation project and look back at the cliff face where our homes are. It is an unsettling image that all the different holes and ladders and things just look. It's disturbing to look at, and no one can really put their finger on why, but it's just sort of unsettling to look at.
Interesting. All right.
That's card. Now I will adjust some dice. Irrigation project nears completion.
One more
Finding a way
week.
across the river. I'll move them down a little bit.
Yep.
And then I will either start a project or hold a discussion or make a discovery. Okay. Got food underway. We've got defense underway. We kind of have housing. Now that people are sort of unsettled by the look of our housing, I'm wondering if there's something we can do.
Pretty up our digs.
You know what? Now that we've got all this ore, I think that a proper way to, first of all, work with small pieces that we've got, and hopefully in the long run, work on the big pile as well would also be great. So I'm gonna start a new project for I guess it'd be like a smithy. That sounds like a 6-weeker to me, because we don't have a lot to build. It's going to take us a while to even, so that's going to be, a furnace as well as something to burn in the furnace. Like there are multiple moving parts here, but I'm going to say that it will culminate in having a smithy, and I'll put it here. Hopefully we will be able to do something with all this ore, maybe improve our pointed sticks. All right, so that is my project, and that's it. I'm done. So back to Craig's turn.
Cool. The 4 of spring. What important and basic tools does the community lack? All of them. Where are you storing your food? Why is this a risky place to store things? Ooh, I like that. I like that. Where are you storing your food? Why is this a risky place to store things? So I'm going to say that our food is still being stored in the tunnels. And we realize that it's a risky thing because the people discover that they're not alone in the tunnels. There are some unknown beasties or creatures that have found some of the food stores and are sneaking in at night. And there's claw marks and food sacks have been opened, so they've realized that their food may not be safe.
Mm.
There's something in the tunnels. Draw. Radioactive beast. Yeah. That's that. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Resolution of dice. The irrigation project is completed. And I'm going to say that it is a budding success. And that the first sprouts of something like rutabaga or like, not necessarily appetizing, but
But mildly nourishing.
yeah, it's bland, but it's food. So irrigation worked. It was a success. Okay, Smithy and River have done their thing.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to say there's a development occurring. And those stupid, ugly Southsiders may be stupid and ugly, but they appear to be opportunistic and seem to have found something at the top of the cliff that they rolled into view. That looks catapult-ish. And
That does not bode well.
They're trying. It seems they seem to be having some issues getting it functional, but it's there now, and it's only a matter of time before they figure it out and start lobbing stuff at us. So that's our new development. I'm done.
All right. And Mike, you can draw for the first card of summer.
Ooh. All right. So the 5 of summer. A project finishes early, what leads to its early completion, or the weather is nice and people can feel the potential all around them. Start a new project. So I could start 2 projects this round if I wanted. Or I could finish a project early. I think Smithy? I was going to say, I think given the sudden appearance of what we know to be a catapult on top of there, I think that motivated the Smithy to maybe hire a couple of people to help him out so that he could figure out what to do a little bit faster, so they could potentially come up with a solution to the potential incoming bombs. So we'll say the Smithy project finishes early.
No, does Ian still resolve that though? Or
I think Ian would still resolve that. I just tell him why it resolved early.
Oh right, yeah.
I'm assuming.
Sounds. Smithy, I'll get to drawing that, and you can continue your turn.
So I guess the next thing is to resolve the dice. So that means that Find a Way Across the River has completed. And I mean, I had an idea of where that might have gone, but now I feel like I should change the way that I was originally thinking. I think that the Finding a Way Across the River was successful. They found two places that they could cross. There was smaller or a shallower portion of the river. I'll draw it. Up here. So with light blue, this is shallower, so they could step through it. But then also, when they got down south, they found a little old stone bridge crossing right down there.
Yeah.
So successful in two ways. You can't really see that, can you? I'll try a darker gray. So successful in two ways. They found two ways to cross. One is by foot, but their feet to get wet. And then one is a small stone bridge, so they'd probably have to go single file over the bridge. I'll say that.
Okay. Interesting.
It's like a footbridge.
Yeah, yeah, like a little footbridge. Yeah, not for soldiers, really. So then I think, so there's discovery. I mean, those were discoveries. You know what? Let's hold the discussion.
Mm.
All right, so you're opening with a statement and be done, or a question that all three of us get to respond to. Just a couple of sentences.
I think I will start with, I'll pose a question.
All right.
Given this new threat,
Yeah.
should we fortify our houses?
Don't have any
We have the tunnels.
tunnels. So dat name in the agriculturalist. I'm gonna weigh in. I think we need to find alternative housing because there's things in the tunnels eating our food. So instead of fortifying, I think we need to evacuate and find somewhere else. They're no longer safe.
And the spearmen, they've been waiting weeks. They've had these weapons and nothing to poke with them. And it's like, best defense is a good offense. Just take out the catapult, or at least take out the people manning it. Problem solved.
And I think there's maybe a small contingent of the town whose response is, not a problem. Just live your life.
They're our neighbors.
Yeah.
Surely they don't mean to use that against us. No, we're fine.
Yeah, it's not pointed at us or anything.
It's slightly pointed
All
that
right.
way, yeah.
So that was discussion. Very good.
Yep.
And we've got no projects on the go right now. That's going to change in a second.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, we've got none on the go.
All right, my turn. 10 of summer. We've got you discover a cache of supplies or resources, add a new abundance, or scarcity has gone unaddressed for too long. Start a project that will alleviate that scarcity. Well, our scarcities are building materials and food.
Both of which we've been starting to address with the irrigation and with the smithy and the
Yeah.
finding wood.
So I'm going to play into the smithy a little bit here. I'm going to start a project. We already have an abundance. We just need to get at it. So it's going to be an excavate the blob.
Mm.
That feels like about a 3-weeker. Pretty big blob.
Can I ask that you name it ready or not ORE ready or?
All right.
No? No?
Ready
Okay.
or question mark.
Thank you. Thank you.
Beautiful. All right, that was that. I'm pretty sure that any projects that start on my turn don't immediately decrement. That seems to make sense, right? I
Yeah,
wouldn't start a
that
project
actually-
at 3 and
yeah.
knock it down by 1. That doesn't.
Mhm.
So that'll stay at 3. Nothing else on the go. So now I think that I will start another project, and it is called, put it right here by the bridge, because it's going to be called Raid the South. That's a
Mm.
1-week project. We are ready. We have access. We have weapons. We are going to go kick their butts. Woo!
Go poke them with rocks on sticks.
They might have axes, but we got pointy sticks. And
You
that's
can
my
point
turn.
at them menacingly.
Yeah.
You. All right, that comes to moi.
Indeed.
Or is it Mike?
No, it's you.
No, you.
This is moi. Moi aussi. 2 of summer. Someone new arrives. Who? Why are they in distress? Or someone leaves the community. Who? What are they looking for? Someone new arrives. A very bedraggled, impossibly old individual wearing strange clothing made out of way too modern fabric emerges from a concealed hole at the bottom of the rubble here.
Yep.
Down here, and their language is similar but not quite exact to ours, and they indicate they're seeking help because the dam, the fortifications above the dam, they've seen leaking in their substructure, and they're like, the dam's gonna break.
Oh, that's bad news.
That's bad news. Now we got to get up there.
So here's the door. And
We should plop in a picture of Mr. Burns coming out of the forest like a radioactive alien.
draw some cracks.
Oh, Nelly.
Oh boy.
There we go.
That's not good.
Aura project. They're reduced by 1. Raid the South is going to commence, or is going to take place.
All right. So so they're successful at disrupting the South's operations.
Yes.
I don't think that this simple raiding party was equipped to get all the way up the other side. Oh, there's puppy. There's a puppy.
This is our new puppy, Remy. Hi, Remy. Hi, George. She's sleepy.
So what we were able to do was capture a bunch of their equipment, kill a bunch of their more able-bodied guys, but we weren't able to get all the way up to the other side and actually disable the catapult, but we've sort of crippled their operations for now.
Very good.
So I will draw that somehow. And Craig,
Come on, do a draw ring.
his turn. So I guess we captured some axes.
Oh, very good. Yeah.
Some dead bodies on the other side.
Okay, so we've adjusted the dice. I was actually thinking about discover something new, but that kind of played out with the card that we were dealt. I think we need a project. What's our project going to be? Project is going to be to investigate the ruins. To figure out if anything can be done about the breaking dam, and to see if there's any more of these people. And just to find out the gist of what's going on, because we don't really know what's happening up there.
Yeah, and now we have access to it through that doorway.
Yeah, so they're gonna, that'll be the project. It'll start in that doorway down there, and it's gonna be a bit of a project. So we'll say it's about a 4-week project, probably. We'll call it a 4-week project.
Week project at the door or at the top?
At the door there, yeah. 4-week project, and we'll call it Oh Damn, DAM.
Oh. So.
Yep.
All right.
Sorry for the wrestling of things here.
So I'm up.
Oh, I guess ready or not would go down to 2 as well, right?
Yep.
And yes, Mike, you are up.
All right. I did it again. I got the 6 of summer. So outsiders arrive in the area. Why are they a threat? How are they vulnerable? Or outsiders arrive in the area. How many? And how are they greeted? So either way, outsiders are arriving in our area. They're either a threat or
they're just there.
Or they're just there.
It doesn't say they're a benefit, it just says they're a threat.
We respond to them
there.
in a certain way.
Yeah.
How are they a threat? How are they vulnerable? All right, let's go. That could be fun. So outsiders arrive in the area. We'll go with the top one. Why are they a threat? How are they vulnerable? They're a threat because they have weapons. They are vulnerable because they are not dressed appropriately for the desert weather. So they are like dehydrated and destitute, and they are very tired and thirsty. But they have weapons, so let's see. They're Easterners.
I guess put them up at the top. Then,
I could do that. Yeah, I could do that. Yeah, because they wouldn't be thirsty if they were down at the river. All right, let's see. What's a good color for that? We'll go with that. That's kind of like a sunburny color. We'll go little people. And they're dragging their hands because they're so tired and hot.
What kind of weapons? Like, are we still just talking like axes and swords and stuff? Or?
Like boomsticks or something.
Here's my boomstick.
I think they have an assortment of weapons. I think these guys actually have some crossbows, some bows and arrows. So like they've got some range, and then maybe a couple swords and shields. The card didn't ask how many, but I'll say that it's a roving band of 10.
But no, like laser pistols or sawed-off shotguns or any chain swords.
No, I suppose I could go there, but I'm not. I won't.
Energy sabers.
Let's see. One of them's got a crossbow.
Which conveniently go.
This guy's got a bow. This guy's got a shield.
Bobo. Okay, they're the Bobos.
And sword.
They're now the Bobos. Kanan.
What does this last guy have? This last guy has... Well, I'll just draw another crossbow because there's 10 of them. But there's our representation. Those are crossbows, not pickaxes. Even though they could be either. All right. So that's my card.
That's a pickaxe in mid-swing, or it's a crossbow ready to fire.
He's wielding it with 2 hands. It's a crossbow.
Or it's a pickaxe. It's a pickaxe firing crossbow.
Oh, it's both. It's a little bit of both. Yeah.
It's a crossbow that fires pickaxes.
Ready or not goes down to 1, and oh damn goes down to 3.
Mhm.
And I guess now we've got some projects on the go, but we are still somewhat lacking. Well, I suppose we have an abundance of metals, but what would we attach those metals to?
Hands.
Guess we're gonna have those punching fist things with the daggers. I think now that the raid party has taken out a fair group of them, I think now would be a good time to go and chop some wood. So we'll call it a 4-week project to chop some wood. Collect wood from the south.
Speaker.
With our melted axes under our hands. Or melted axe hands.
Right.
We're not a smart society. We actually made beaver teeth for ourselves out of the metal, and we're just gnawing through the trees.
All right. The 4 of summer. The eldest among you dies. What caused the death?
Ooh.
Or
Bye, Ian.
the eldest among you is very sick. Caring for them and searching for a cure requires the help of the entire community. Do not reduce project dice this week.
Oh, dang.
Somebody old is in trouble.
Stupid old people.
I think the eldest among us dies.
Mm-hmm.
And while his cause of death is indeterminate, he dies with a rictus of horror on his face,
Oh, dang.
facing the cliff face of
geez.
unsettling imagery.
Not Rick, this Rick.
Oh, man.
Rictus dead. So yes, he is dead, and he died right here, looking at the cliff. And there's scuttlebutt around the town that it was the terror of the image that made him die.
Oh, man.
Old Ticker just couldn't handle the truth that he saw in that image.
Very well, Rick, this Rick.
Now I will decrement the project dice. So Chops of Wood goes down to 3. Oh Damn goes down to 2. And Ready or Not completes. That one is mine.
Mm-hmm.
So we now have excavated all of this wonderful, ooh, lots of scribbles here. And it is now in much more usable bars. We have not a lot of application for these bars yet. We have bars.
We just call it uranium.
Lots of metal and not a lot to do with metal. There we go. We got lots of metal bars. That completed. Now I have to start a project or make a discovery or hold.
Or is it axiom? Refined axiom.
Boy, so we've got the what were these guys called? They were the
Northerners, the Bobos.
Bobos. Bobos, got the Dirty Southerners. Feeling really hemmed in.
Mm.
Yeah, we're the Hemites.
So I'm going to start a new project. I'm going to call it Diplomacy with the Bobos.
Probably a good call. They are desperate for water.
This will be a 2-week project where we will try and win them over and basically integrate them into our group. That's the hope, but see what comes of this.
Hobos, be hobos, no more.
And that is my turn. So we're back to Craig.
That is me. The ace of summer. Or a summer. It is a summer. A contingent within the community demand to be heard. Who are they? What are they asking for? Or a contingent within the community have acted on their frustrations. What have they damaged? And why did they damage it? Is it permanent? Ooh. Mm-hmm. So frustrated with the unanswered death of Rictus Rick, having asked questions to investigate and nobody having heard them, a contingent have just taken upon themselves to deface the cliffs and remove the image, even though they don't know what it is. And they do so by destroying some of the ladders.
Fools.
We'll say they cut off those ladders there, making these tunnels inaccessible, trapping some in and trapping everybody else out.
Whoa.
As those tunnels are now no way up to them and no way out of them.
Oh boy.
In the hopes that their actions have gotten rid of whatever killed Rictus Rick. And they'll call themselves the Rictus Wreckers. Yeah. So the new faction has arisen. They are a new faction.
Apparently.
New faction on the Rictus Wreckers. Okay.
All right. I will knock down the project dice for you. So diplomacy and oh damn are both down to 1 week. Chopping wood's down to 2 weeks. Oh, you get your action.
I do. You get an action. I think just hold a discussion. We have quite a few projects on the go right now. I need to wait to see what resolves. A new development. The tunnel beasts have revealed themselves. And they are ferocious and have moved on from food stores to attacking people.
Jerks.
All these cut off caves.
Yeah. So new development is that the let me say that there's so these caves are now people trapped in these caves are now being hunted by the tunnel beasts.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I'm good.
All right.
And Mike's turn to draw.
We'll be getting close to the end of summer here. Let's see. The 9 of summer. A project fails. Which one? Why?
Oh, crap.
Something goes foul and supplies are ruined. Add a new scarcity.
Oh, crap.
Those both suck.
They do both suck.
Yeah.
I feel like either way I play this is going to draw contempt from somebody. Jeez. Although I suppose there's two projects that could end in failure, but then it would be me determining why they've ended in failure, as opposed to letting you guys play them. Something goes afoul. Yeah, you know what? Let's have fun with that one. Something goes afoul, and supplies are ruined. Smithy, he notices the one day he wakes up and he notices a couple of the bars are missing. That's strange. Why are they missing? He goes about his day, he's trying to figure out how to work with them, and all of a sudden he hears this like little skittering. And the bars are waking up and walking away from the smithy.
That's fun.
Yep.
Some legs to this guy.
What? Just because you said it, Mike, I got some contempt.
That's fair.
Well, that's exciting.
We're getting some insight into this.
What are you
Weird.
doing to the ore that I found, Mike?
I'm taking it away from you.
And that looks like it's the end of summer, which seems like a good place to take a break.
But should we resolve should we finish my turn?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So because two things are going to resolve right here. So diplomacy and oh damn resolve.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, so we should do that.
I'm dumping the gun here. Oh damn, why don't you go first, Craig?
Yeah.
Okay. So old damn result. Captain Old Pants here is the last of his kind. Despite the rumors, there are no haunted ancients. He's actually not an ancient. We find out that he's just found this place and like found clothes and dressed himself in it, and was just a little bit crazy, leading to the legend of, crazy ancients. It's just him. He's crazy. And it's determined that the ruins, there's all kinds of like technology and stuff in there, but no weapons or anything to be found. The ruins are already half flooded, showing that the dam, like this part is cracking, but the foundation wall separating, it underground and stuff have already broken. And so it's inevitable that the reservoir is going to completely collapse and flood everything around here.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that sucks. Good thing we have lots of access to the cliffside caves that are above the floodplain, except we only have access to half of them then. As for diplomacy with the Bobos, it goes middling, is how I would call it. So they are not willing to join our community, but they're more than happy to go and clear out the Southsiders.
So they don't want to join us, but they're going to attack our enemies.
Right, because they're going to claim the Southside for themselves.
They'll become the Southsiders.
Yes. Still grab it. Why is it grabbing?
I could try to grab them because those are all mine.
Yeah,
where do you want them?
Should be able to.
Where do you want them? And ping a location for me. I'll plop them there.
Oh, okay. Just put them here.
There we go.
So yes, they have now claimed the South Side as their own.
Bobos.
Their leader, of course, his name is Bo.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Just B-O?
B-E-A-U.
Oh, okay. B-E-A-U. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
But his last name is Bo. B-O.
Bobo.
So yes, that's what happens with the Bobos. They are now. They were at least gracious enough that, we let them cross our lands. They seem like it's going to be less, it's less tension with them. They're still not full allies yet, but they're not actively, setting up siege weapons against us. So,
Okay.
All right. So I think I will close out the summer by starting a 6-week project
boy,
that will be an attempt to redirect the floodwaters from the reservoir. So it'll be a building project that'll try to create some kind of a wall to direct the waters away from our settlement. Trying to come up with a pithy title for that, but
They're really gonna have to Hoover to get it done there.
well, obviously it's Project Noah. We're avoiding the flood, right?
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
All right. And at the end of that
That's my
turn,
Yep.
it's the end of summer. It's a good place to call a break. We'll come back with the autumn in just a few minutes.
All right.
Stay tuned for disaster.
And welcome back to the fall of the quiet year, the fall to autumn, not the fall. We haven't had the total collapse yet. Society is still clinging to the edges of disaster here, and we'll see how it goes in the autumn. And I'll just dive right into the next card. Here we go, 6 of autumn. This is where things get crazy. Introduce a dark mystery among the members of the community, and I have a cat on me now. Conflict flares up among community members, and as a result, a project fails.
Oh boy.
Did we go live? Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a major delay this time.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I'm going to introduce a dark mystery, members of the community.
A dark mystery.
We are going to have a few Southsiders come
on now.
begging
To
us.
the south side.
Hey, stop doing that. They're going to be begging us for sanctuary. They claim that the Bobos are ruthless dictators who are ruling them with an iron fist.
Mm.
And
Where
they
did they
need
get
our
this
help.
iron fist?
Okay.
Like you have it.
have some South Side refugees begging for our help.
Here we are now, moving to the south side.
Kind of look like zombies with their arms out together. I swear they're begging for help with their hands out.
Yes,
Oh, man,
they're
Southside
bleeding,
zombies.
Bleeding. Please, please.
Put them on their knees.
Them Southside zombies, tell you.
On their knees, begging for help. Please, oh please.
Please,
So
please,
we have
please.
we have two actions that go down now, right?
Yes. So the get on
Choppity wood. And
cursor. Project Noah goes down to 5 weeks left. Chop some wood goes down to 1 week left.
using the max.
And I get to do something. I think so that. Okay, I think it's time for some subterfuge. I'm
Ooh.
gonna try a. So it's gonna be. I'll put it up here. Path that they least suspect. It's going to be a 2-week covert ops into Bow land.
We're
To see what they can discover, whether these Southsiders are feeding us a line or what's going on over there.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Because could be the Southsiders just want us to deal with their problem for it.
It's true.
Haven't been particularly friendly, so why they would come to us, it's very suspect.
Super
They-
sus.
We would want to help them at all, so we shall see. That is my turn. So we are back around to Craig.
Alrighty. Okay, Autumn.
Oh no.
A natural disaster strikes the area. Choose one. You focus on getting everyone to safety, remove an abundance, and the project fails. You focus on protecting your supplies and hard work at any cost. Several people die. Ooh.
We only have
Ooh.
one abundance left.
Okay. A natural disaster strikes the area. We focus on protecting our supplies and the hard work at the cost of lives. I think given the nature of abundances, aka one that we have, there would be people that would be either would be willing to sacrifice themselves, or the Rictus Wreckers would get voluntold to sacrifice themselves or something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and say that I guess it's not really natural disaster. Natural disaster is an earthquake.
Mm.
Yep, that would suck.
And the earthquake, that's at the end of the project, right? Our project failed. No, because we were gonna.
Yeah, only if we spared the people. So if you're going the route that sacrifices people, then the projects don't fail.
Okay. So it looks like Project Noah is going to fail because the earthquake hits, and so it's like, no, we need this at all costs. We need to make sure that this dam holds.
Mm.
So Captain Old Pants sacrifices himself.
Interesting.
And then some of the Rictus wreckers are forced into going. They have to go into the flooded ruins in order to stop up some of the tunnels, to collapse them on purpose, to hold the water from coming out that way. And it's a one-way mission. They die in the process.
End up on the wrong side of that collapse.
Yeah. But now there are Rictus Wreckers sympathizers who have arisen, demanding justice for the death of the Rictus Wreckers, for simply trying to rectify Rictus Rick's death.
A reckoning for the Rictus Wreckers.
Yeah.
That's right. Yes. They're now the Rictus Reckoners. Yeah, that's right. That new faction is the Rictus Reckoners. Yeah. The Rictus Wrecker Reckoners. Yeah.
All right. That was your card. Now we get to resolve some project dice here. So Project Noah continues. Covert Ops. And Chop Some Wood finally completes. Mike, what does Chop Some Wood?
Logs.
Well, yeah. I suppose they find some logs. They chop down a bunch of trees. Nobody dies like the Southerners when they were chopping down the trees. So yeah, they find wood. Nothing fantastical. They find wood. They slowly drag it back.
I mean, we definitely could use wood. If there's an impending flood, we could make some rafts and stuff if we need it.
Yep, that's true.
And would that alleviate the building materials scarcity?
I think at this point, between what metal hasn't walked off and the wood, I think that yes, I would agree with that. It's maybe not abundant, but it's no longer scarce.
Mm-hmm.
And similarly with food, like we had irrigation going for a while. I think not scarce on food.
Yeah, it's gross, but it's food.
All right, so that was
action.
Yes, it's your action.
Let's see. Okay, so we got covert ops, trying to figure out what's going on there. I think I'm gonna hold a discussion. So the Rictus Wrecker Reckoners are becoming a dangerous contingent. Bordering on like nihilistic, anarchist, let's just destroy everything. What's the point? So the question posed to the council is, what should be done with the Rictus Wrecker Reckoners?
I think there is definitely a pragmatic faction who basically say let's just lean into their chaotic tendencies and just send them on all the suicide missions that no one else wants to do. And the problem will take care of itself.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's maybe a small group of the community that is thinking we need to redirect their energies to something fruitful. They're very passionate people. We need to make use of that. So we should put them on Project Noah.
The final group is more than ready to sacrifice them to the tunnel monsters. Since they are sympathizers of the group that collapsed or trapped people in those tunnels and created a bigger problem.
That's true. They are that group.
So there's third sentiment is shove them up in those tunnels and let the tunnel monsters have them. All right.
Okay, Mike's
Okay.
turn to draw.
The 10 of autumn. Harvest is here and plentiful,
Yay!
at an abundance. Or cold autumn winds drive out your enemies. Remove a threatening force from the map and the area. I don't think that I could make that second one work because our threatening enemies just overtook shelter. And they were in the hot desert sun, and now they probably welcome the cold autumn winds.
Well, unless the Rick Reckoners are threatening enemies.
That's
as
true.
well.
They
Oh,
could be.
that's true.
That's true.
That's true.
The Rick Wrecker Reckoners could be the threat.
Or
Rick rolled them out of here. That
We are going to give them up. We are going to let them down. We're going to turn them out and desert them. There we go, folks. That's it.
Oh man, but I do have the opportunity to add an abundance to our group.
Mhm.
Shoot.
Now we're going to give you up. Now we're going to let you down. Now we're going to turn you out and desert you. Now we're going to say goodbye. Probably going to make
I think I'll just go with the safe option. I'll go with the top option. Harvest is here and plentiful at an abundance. We suddenly have an abundance of food. With an abundance of food comes relative peace times because we don't have to fight over food anymore.
Our irrigation harvest turned out to be bountiful.
Quite fruitful, yes. With gross vegetables.
Parsnips and turnips. Mm.
But they all taste like rutabaga. It looked different, but tastes the same. It's like interesting. How does that work?
So covert ops goes down to it's completed.
Covert ops
It completes, yes.
So report back from the covert ops is these Southerners are playing us for chumps. The Bobos are putting them to work, but they're not mistreating them. They're not a slave class or anything. That's just Bobos are in charge and they are now the workers. And that's kind of the way things are.
And they're like, oh man.
And they don't like not being in charge anymore. They want their catapult back.
Lousy Gen Z.
They were trying to play us for chumps, basically. So I think what the real resolution of this is, the few Southerners that did come over and tried to play this little game with us, get fed to the tunnel monsters.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
They are donezo.
There we go.
Interesting. Okay. Project Nova goes down to 3.
Interesting.
And we only have that project on the board, so I guess a project is in order. Given that winter is hot on our heels, we don't seem to have any enemies to the south. But the tunnel monsters could potentially cause an issue. And if we could kill them, then meat's back on the menu. So I think I think I will be starting a project. That will be, we'll just call it Meat's Back on the Menu. And that'll be a 2-week project to hunt and kill the cave dwellers for their succulent meats.
Interesting.
2-week project. Meats back on the menu. Done.
Like meat's back on the menu, boys.
And
I need to watch those again. I haven't watched those.
It's been, I'm overdue. We're overdue for I'll watch
I
through.
don't think I've watched them since I last read the books.
Mm.
Because I think Ivy and I read the books together. When she was little. Tried to get her to watch the movies and they were too scary.
Mm.
Because the ring wraiths are like super scary and
Yeah.
really
It's
early on.
true. It's true. They definitely are.
Although
They're pretty creepy.
when I saw those movies in theaters, I went with a group of friends, and there was a friend in our group who fell asleep and did not wake up to the ring wraiths in theaters.
That
Fired.
the
Fired.
The screech alone should wake anyone up.
Yep.
Fired.
So chills down your bones.
Permanently.
All right, I'm gonna
That's
draw
my
a
turn.
card.
Yep.
All right, Autumn 9. The 9 of Autumn says the community works constantly, and as a result, a project finishes early, or a group goes out to explore the map more thoroughly and find something that had been previously overlooked.
Ooh.
That sounds like something fun. Previously overlooked.
But
I don't think we have done a thorough exploration of the upper ruins.
Not really, no.
there was a brief exploration to find out the extent of the water
problem-
threat, but not
The problem with the dam, but the ruins.
yeah.
And they are going to find up there. They're going to find a library.
Ooh. That's handy.
They're going to have suddenly access to a lot of books.
Books.
The question becomes, are they written in a language we understand?
They'll have some books. They're not super convenient to get at. Because, you know,
Library of
way
Alexandria.
up there. But for those who are willing to make the pilgrimage, books to be read. And with that will come all sorts of exciting knowledge, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my card.
New fart jokes.
Project Noah is down to 2 weeks left. Meat's back on the menu is down to 1 week. I mean, I will add a project. Let's send some folks up here to learn from the books. 3 weeks for the nerds. Go read some books.
To go learn more gooder.
Yep. That's my turn.
Yep.
Read word more gooder get. All right. The card. 8 of Autumn. Someone sabotages a project and the project fails as a result. Who did this? Why? Or someone is caught trying to sabotage the efforts of the community. How does the community respond? Well, so remember those Reckoners that are still community still determining how to deal with them. They are attempting to sabotage the efforts of the nerds. They infiltrate the group of scholars and are caught trying to destroy and burn the books as heresy, as knowledge that should not be some such whatever nonsense. They're crazy people. So how does the community respond?
Oh, we're into the pond.
I get to decide.
Make them walk the plank.
They are given the choice to either be thrown from this door off the cliff or to join the party of the hunters without weapons.
They get to try to wrestle the cave monsters.
I feel like I want to roll for this.
Cave wrestlers.
This is not part of it. I'm gonna roll a d20 and see what happens. What do we say? If it's 1 to 10, they get thrown off the cliff.
11 to 20, they're
11 to 20.
cave wrestlers.
They end up in the caves with no weapons.
They're the cannon fodder for the cave weapons, or for the.
Here we go. 16.
Ah.
All right, so they are forced into the front of the tunnels, almost as bait, essentially, to lure out the monsters. And since they were caught trying to sabotage, they failed in their attempt. So the nerds are fine. Their project continues, but yeah. So the Rictus Rick Wrecker Reckoners are now reconnoitering the tunnels.
Beautiful. All right, I will
Recklessly.
decorate some dice here. So Project Noah is down to 1 week left. The nerds still have 2 weeks of reading, and meat is back on the menu complete. Mike, tell us how that works out. That was yours, yes?
It was mine, yes. So thanks to the Rictus Rick Wrecker Reckoners being used as cannon fodder, the meats back on the menu is a smashing success. The Reckoners are essentially pushed into the line of fire. The beasties jump on them, and then they're poked with sticks until they die. And the Reckoners are all but one wiped out by this effort. The attack kills 4 monsters, which are plentiful in meat and fleshy goodness. And we now have an abundance of meat. Or maybe not an abundance, but we have meat. And the solo Reckoner that is remaining. What happens to that guy? The solo Reckoner that remains has had a change of heart, and he's realized Rictus Rick was not that good a guy. And this was not worth it. He decides to renounce his ways and rejoin the community as an anti-Rictus.
Oh man, he's a Rictus Rick Wrecker Reckoner's renouncer.
Yeah. Jeez, I shouldn't say. Oh. And then all the people rejoice at the Rictus Rick Reckoners renouncing. Anyways.
Renunciation of the...
So that's how that resolves. Meat, and they recover.
Reprehensible ways, yes. All right, so that was a project completing. Whose active turn is it?
It's Craig. It's Craig's turn.
It's my turn. All right, so the tunnel monsters are gone. They're now meat.
Or at least the big ones are driven off.
Yeah, they're being etted now. They're being etted. All right. Project or development? Project. So the smithy, getting an idea from the seemingly self-animating uranium, has decided to try and create automatons that can be controlled, that are made of this mysterious metal. They can be then turned into soldiers or workers or what else have you. This will be a somewhat lengthy, but not crazy lengthy. This is sort of, Project A. So we'll call this a 3-week project. We'll call it the Uranium Awakening.
Weeks. How do you spell uranium?
Just O-R, anium.
Yeah. can they?
Not OAR like an or.
No, ORE, as in
As in or, I know.
All right.
or no.
Hmm. All right, that was your project. That means Mike can draw a card.
All right. Getting near the end of autumn, I'm sure. So the 7 of autumn. A project just isn't working out as expected. Radically change the nature of this project. Don't modify the project die. When it resolves,
Ooh,
you'll be responsible
interesting.
for telling the community how it went. Or something goes foul and supplies are ruined, add a new scarcity. Well, I already did that one. And I don't know. I don't have any creative ideas for how I could add a scarcity. Well, it may be, but okay. So project just isn't working out as expected. Radically change. I mean, Project Noah is almost done. I could radically change that.
You could mess with one of us.
Well, yeah, I don't know how to mess with yours, and I don't want to mess with the nerds. I want to see what Ian's got in the sleeve for that one. All right, I will choose the top one. So project just isn't working out as expected, and it's going to be Project Noah.
Oh, damn.
We're going to radically
No.
change the nature of this project. Don't modify the project die when it resolves. I will still be responsible for the community. So rather than this being Project Noah, this is now going to be Project Waterslide. And rather than trying to create a wall, the people who are working on it realize, you know what? This is pointless. Let's at least go out with some fun. So rather than trying to complete some kind of diversion, they're going to try to complete a water slide that will just take them out as it happens.
Oh, man.
That's radical.
In a Ninja Turtles kind of fashion. Yeah.
Of course, yes.
Radical.
Somebody has to yell cowabunga on the way down. So that's my card. So now that will resolve. Nerds and Uranium will go down by 1.
Nerds is down to 1. Uranium's down to 2. And Project Waterslide.
Project Waterslide completes, and when the workers come down, everybody's looking up at what they have fashioned. There is now a staircase going up the side of the canyon to get to this water slide, and they can see the water starting to spurt out the cracks, and they see a water slide that curves around and does loops and stuff. And everybody's
Now,
like, "What?"
Is it, important question, is it an inner tube one or is it a sit-down one?
I'll say it's big enough for an inner tube if we can find inner tubes. Maybe that's what project I start. I'll say it's big enough. It's big enough for an inner tube. They'll claim that it's big enough for 2 people to go down side by side so they can leave this world hand in hand with somebody they love.
Well, since we don't have inner tube technology, we just build like wooden sleds.
Who cares if you get splinters in your butt on the way down? You're going to die
Throw
anyways.
them in.
So the project is successful. They create a water slide and a means to get up to it. They are unsuccessful, though, in creating a means to protect the city from the impending flood.
Cool. Now draw a wicked radical water slide.
Oh, yeah, I got to draw a water slide now.
Yeah, you do.
Let's see. What color would be fun? Let's just go with this hot pink. Yep, that's definitely the color.
Totally.
So it's coming down. It's going to loop there, and then
That's radical.
big swirlies back and forth. And then maybe another around the world or 2. I'll finally dump out over here. And then, of course, there is now a staircase that goes up to it. Because you have to be able to get up there for the end of the world.
Yeah.
People that are thinking, well, we could just use that to escape the flood and go up on top of the canyon, they're being heavily discouraged from using that means of survival. Like, no, you're going to die with the rest of us. That's how it's going to be.
Shut up, Square.
That was just my that was my card and the dice. So let's see. New project is going to be or new discovery. You know what? I don't know that we've had many discoveries. So upon hearing the failure of Project Noah, and the smashing success of Project Waterslide. There's a few naysayers who are like, there's got to be some way that we can avoid this certain doom. And in searching through the lake down here, or the base of the river, they find just beneath the water
Jet skis.
an old boat that they think maybe we could get that out and get it floating again. I will draw a boat.
Project Float Your Boat.
Well, no, it's not a project. It's a discovery.
Oh, Discovery.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a discovery. So we'll do this, and it's going to be upside down boat, but it's a boat.
Beautiful.
And
Okay.
that is my turn.
I
Wow.
got a card. 3 of Autumn. Someone leaves the community after issuing a dire warning. Who
That seems
was the
fitting.
warning?
That seems fitting with the water slide.
Or someone issues a dire warning and the community leaps into action to avoid the disaster. What was the warning? Start a contentious project that relates
Oh,
to
man.
it.
Ooh.
Ooh. Project Dismantle Water Slide.
Contentious project related to a dire or someone leaves the community after issuing a dire. I want to start a contentious project. Dire warning.
Oh,
issue.
dang.
The Reckoning Rick Wreckers did not do a thorough enough job. And someone says that the image on the cliff face is actually worse than it was before. And the contentious project is there is superstitious cult like following that thinks that they can purge the community of the bad magic coming out of the cliff face, but there's going to be a magic ritual that they need to perform that will consume a lot of resources and a lot of time and a lot of people, but they swear that this will cleanse the badness that's coming out of this cliff face. A lot of people think this is just hokum. It's going to be 3 weeks of project called Smoke and Mirrors.
Great name.
And they swear that this is going to fix this whole creepy cliff face bad magic thing. So that's a thing. However, dice will count down now. So the Oranium Awakening goes down to 1, and nerds complete.
Ooh, what
By the way,
knowledge.
these are now the Rictus Rick Wrecker Reckoner reformers.
The nerds. They have they have found a number of good manufacturing, like sort of simple manufacturing methods and books, and they sort of throw it out to the community that we've got a lot of information here. We can drill down into a particular area. We don't know what you need us to find. You have this big stockpile of ore. We've got a good stockpile of clean water. We have food in abundance. Between these 3 things, we need to pick something to do with this. We have the knowledge to, we just need to know what to apply it to. It's kind of how that resolves is we know we've got these resource books, but we don't know what you want us to do with, which will sort of lean and play into my action for the term, which is to hold a discussion. What do we want them to do with the books? What knowledge do we need to get out of these books?
Mm.
Okay.
So I'll throw that to you two first. What is the priority to get out of the library?
I'd say the priority would be, given the impending doom of floods, waters, shoring techniques, how to shore up, how to plug tunnels, how to shore up cracks. So not necessarily like building techniques, but more like reinforcement.
Structural engineering.
Structural
kind of
engineering, yeah. Reinforcement, yeah. Priority.
I think the Smithy and maybe his co-workers or companions are curious what the books have to say about this uranium and how to better use it, better utilize it for, again, the incoming doom of this water, but also to survive and thrive as a society.
And there is still a violent contingent who fears everything that is coming in from the outside, and they want just more effective weapons.
Makes sense.
The books tell us how to make guns.
Yes,
We don't know what guns are, but we want them.
How to gun.
And that is my turn done. So off to Craig.
How to weapon gooder.
And we must be 1 or 2 cards away from winter now, right?
That's the last card of autumn.
Oh boy.
Jautumn, the Jack of Autumn. A project finishes early. Which one? Why? If there are no projects underway, restlessness creates animosity. Well, uranium is going to complete on this turn anyways. So the only option is for Project Smoke and Mirrors to finish
Smoke and
early.
Mirrors completes early. So you tell me why it completes early, and then I'll tell you how it completes.
It completes early because the Rictus Reckoner reformers gain new recruits who, adding their religious fervor, somehow make the reckless ritual complete rapidly.
All right.
Bro?
There's a contentious project to begin with, and its resolution is going to be equally contentious. They realize that the spirits of the land are upset with us. And this image in the side of the mountain is a representation of the land's displeasure with what we are doing to it, what we have done with it. And they seek out volunteers, start with volunteers, but then realize that no, there are certain things that we're looking for, certain traits, and they pick people. And we need you to lose a foot, you to lose a hand, you to lose your eyes, and so on. And just these graphic and ritual mutilations and just bizarre things they're doing to these people. And enough people are willing to sign on. If it is going to make things better, then yes, I will chop off my pinky fingers, or I will have my left eye gouged out, or my kneecap smashed, or whatever needs to happen.
Heads pressed in. Brain spot out.
And
Brave.
whether
Rub
it
'em.
is a psychosomatic effect or whether the ritual completed successfully, who's to know? But after all of these horrific mutilations occur, the tensions in the community ratchet down. Everyone seems to be more at peace with what is happening around them. So it worked.
It worked, question mark.
You know? So I will draw that now. And you can continue on with your turn.
Interesting. Well, the only other project to resolve is the Uranium Awakening, which will go down to 0.
Oh yeah.
So,
Big smiley face.
after a few weeks of trying to smelt and craft this uranium into figures that retain their seeming consciousness or animation, the smith succeeds. He manages to create one animated automaton. It's not fully complete. It's like he didn't get one arm on, so it's got like 2 legs. It's fairly humanoid looking, crude. You know, nobody said he was a good smith. Okay, he volunteered. He's like, I'm the smith now, and people are just like, yeah, okay, sure. So it's like a stick drawing. You know, it's not great, but it does animate. And the first thing it does is it kills the smith.
I mean,
That seems appropriate.
By trampling him to death. It just runs right over him. It's a big, heavy thing. And it begins a rampage very slowly. It's not very fast, but it is slowly walking towards the crops and the ladders and pretty much everything else.
so all the important infrastructure is about to get stomped with this thing. Nice.
You guys ever watch Red versus Blue?
Yes.
Is it second season or third season where is it O'Malley is trying to defeat the Reds and the Blues and tells Lopez to make an army that will give them a day of victory, and so Lopez creates slow robots. He's like, why don't they go any faster? He said, you want a day of victory. At this pace, it will take them a day to win.
All right, so there is Uranium Rex.
Uranium
Looks like
Rex.
Mr. Peanut.
Sure. That's what they call him, Mr. Peanut. Nobody knows why, but Uranium Rex is on his wrecking path. Which confuses the Rictus Reckon reformers because they thought everything's going to get better, and also now there's a murderous robot.
Hmm,
They're like, oh crap. So yeah, there's that.
that seems like a problem.
Right. And we need a project.
Yeah, we don't have any.
We need a
No project
project.
something.
And so a few people, seeing the state of things, realize that now is the time to get out of Dodge. So Project Float Your Boat is going to start. And this will be a 1-week project because they're in a rush and it's like, let's just get this thing out, get it in the water, and get out of here. So Project Float Your Boat begins. Also the search for whatever, because whatever floats your boat.
Mm.
So we are now into
Whatever.
winter. So the game
I am
could
discontented.
end at any point. I think the last time that we played, we drew the King of Spades on the first draw.
I remember that. It was like all right, let's do. Oh, we're
Very
done.
abrupt.
Oh, all right. So it's me, right? It's Craig
Yes,
just went,
you
so it's
are.
me. All right. Can I draw the king?
Draw the king.
Okay. The 5 of winter. Winter elements destroy a food source. If this was your only food source, add a scarcity. Or winter elements leave everyone cold, tired, and miserable. Project dice are not reduced this week.
So either way, suck.
Um. Well, I have a feeling that the crops that we've made are not. They don't care about weather because they're disgusting. So they're probably the ones that are really hardy and don't care about
They're
cold.
mutant crops, anyways. Like
Super
and cold would
robust.
be good for our cave thing meat. Just keep it.
For
keep it
the
longer.
storage of our raw meat. Yes, that would
Yeah.
be
true. Mm-hmm.
So I guess winter elements leave everyone cold, tired, and miserable. So project dice are not reduced this week, is what I will go with. So the float your boat is delayed a week because
It's a
they have to
little
try
cold to get into the water today.
It's a little
Yeah,
cold to get
yeah.
that boat out of the water. So
That's
Mhm.
Yeah.
pretty fair. So if you don't have a ton of like extra like fuel for fires and stuff to warm people up afterwards, that kind of that tracks.
So they're feeling a bit testy.
yeah. um.
Don't want to get in.
So we've only got that project on the go. We could use another project. And we've got a murderous robot on the loose. So I suppose we'll have project anti-Robocop.
He's
And,
probably
uh,
getting closer now, right? He's like, project crops, and he's like, move away. Beep boop, beep boop.
And we'll call that just a 1 week project because that needs to be dealt with sooner rather than later.
It seems like a pressing need. Yes.
Yeah. And yeah, that's my turn.
All right. I will draw a card. All right. So
Come on.
I've drawn the King of Spades.
Oh.
So I think the way we've done this before is each of us we go around the horn and each of us gets to add one last element as
What happens?
so as the cataclysm. So I figure the dam is going to burst.
Makes sense.
And our meager settlement is going to get wiped out. And we'll start with Craig. So what is your last hurrah as the waters are rushing down and everyone's realizing that we are being pushed out of our last refuge here?
As the waters pour down, the Rictus Rick Wrecker and reformers, having wrecked themselves ritualistically, rejoice at the floodwaters rushing in on them, but soon realize, to their great remorse, that they're going to be first. And they attempt to repent of their rebellious ways, but get caught in the riptide
Reneg?
and are the first to be found with rigor mortis.
Oh.
To the rejoicing of the rest of those who remain.
And Mike?
I think as the floodwaters are coming in, we'll have one last hurrah from the Bobos down in the south, who have now found out about the catapult, have loaded it with stones, and launch a volley of rocks over. And they actually kill Robo guy.
Hey.
As the waters are flooding in, they take out the Robo guy, they give a thumbs up, and then they wave goodbye.
As the reservoir drains down into our valley and wipes out our settlement, from the bed of that basin the silt and mud and sand at the bottom form sort of erupts out of the bottom of it and shoots up into the sky. Leathery wings and claws and scales and just a horrifying cry blasts fire and lightning into the sky as it shoots up. And that's where we're going to end our game.
Reggie, the red dragon.
Oh man.
So that's the quiet year. And that's how it goes sometimes. You get that surprise ending,
Yeah, just boom.
just bang.
And here we thought like it wasn't drawn on the first one. So like, okay, we're gonna have some good. Nope.
Get a few
Oh,
rounds
done.
winter.
No, the end comes quickly. That's
It's
2
kind of
games in a
fitting.
row now where we've had really fast endings.
It's kind
Yep.
of fitting for the style of the game though, because like you don't know, right? That's the whole
Oh,
point.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
They don't know when the end's gonna come. All of a sudden, it's just like, and we're going. Oh nope, we're dead.
There's projects on the go that never completed. There's things on the go. But this is the way it goes. So thank you everyone who has joined us tonight. Whoa, I just lost a kitty off my lap. Yeah, he just decided to stretch and spilled backwards off. He's fine. He's totally
Classic
fine.
kitty.
They do that. Anywho, I was saying bye. Thanks for joining us. Yes, do come back. We do stream on Mondays at 8. Typically, it's our 5e D&D game. Once a month, we're doing Pathfinder 2e, and sometimes we do stuff like this when we don't have enough players for anything else. So this is the way it goes. Thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, join,
Do all the
bell,
stuff.
click the thing, the stuff, and we'll see you next week. Bye, everyone.
Thanks everyone.